Hello everyone, this is SMA Watts, and welcome to the first part of our Let's Play of the Blood Elf Paladin in World of Warcraft. Now you may notice that while we're still staring into basically the same spot, our gear looks a little different. This is the heirloom tanking gear, because I love me some tanking. And while I have no Horde characters that on this server, I was able to send myself some heirloom gear, so this will be a little less difficult than it, should be. But that's not really what we're doing. It's not like World of Warcraft is not a difficult game. This is just more to smooth out the not dealing with, having to constantly re-gear every 2 episodes because of how quickly you level now. So there we go. And yep, let's go ahead and talk to Magistrix Irona here.
Our enemies will fall.
Reclaiming Sunstrider Isle. The sooner you begin your education, Dordrin, the better for us all. There is little room for error, so listen closely. The burning crystals, the green floating objects to the west of the Sunspire here. I actually have a view of them. Have long been used to power the island's experimentations. The mana worms were guardians. Scourge invasion of Quel'Thalas has driven them errant from our lack of magical control over them. There is little choice but to thin their numbers for reclamation. Do this, then return. So we need to kill 6...
Be ready for anything.
6 worms. Like right there. Whack!
I can't cast that yet.
Alright.
I'm out of range. That's still recharging. I need to target something first.
Alright.
I need to get closer. That spell isn't ready yet.
Those green crystals over there, I assume. Well, bag. Don't actually have gloves on, so go ahead and put some gloves on. We don't have heirloom pants either, so. The heirloom tabard we're wearing is actually the purple guild tabard. So, if we end up in a guild, which...
It's too far away.
Like we will if we get invited to one that's high level.
I'm out of range.
But if we get invited to a high level guild, that means we'll gain rep with it. So my plan for this is
I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging.
level 2. Basically, I'm going to go through a linear path. So we're going to do everything in the Blood Elf lands, and then we'll move on to the next zone, which I want to say is Silverpine, maybe? At least it was at one point. And from there, we'll keep going through the, like, Hillsbrad and all of that. Till we eventually hit, well, pretty much till we hit Pandera.
Victory lies ahead.
You have successfully completed your first task. For that, you ought to be congratulated. Such success gives me faith that you will turn out better than those young blood elves who fail to heed the lessons of their masters. Continued success will be rewarded, not only with knowledge, but also with tangible rewards as well. Your work here, however, is not finished. There is much to learn, my young friend.
Keep your wits about you.
And obviously it's a chick talking, but no one wants to hear me do a falsetto. Dordrin, I hope you're ready to get to work, because there is much for you to do here on Sunstrider Isle. Ever since the destruction of the Sunwell by Arthas and the Scourge, we have been a race adrift on a sea of uncertainty. We teeter on the edge of oblivion. This will change, Paladin, and you will learn and aid our recovery at the same time. We have unfortunate measures. Your effort has made something clear. That, honestly, I wish were not true. The unchecked power of the burning crystals has maligned a much larger swath of the island's natural balance than I thought. We must now take on more unfortunate measures to reclaim control. The nearby Lynxes, I'm not sure if that's how you spell Lynxes, have succumbed to the influence, I guess that would have to be that one. Anyways, have succumbed to the influence of the crystals, and they must be put down. Bring their collars, Dordrin, as I may yet be able to fashion a magical restraint to turn some back from being uncontrolled. He wants 8 collars, and Paladin training. As you advance within your class, you will want to take advantage of the training your class trainer can provide you. For young Paladins here on Sunstrider Isle, your training is Jathanis Sunstriker. Speak with Jathanis and see that training he has available for you. Things he will teach you do have a cost, so bring some coin with you. Your trainer, as with all trainers on Sunstrider Isle, is in the Sunspire on the lower level.
We will have justice.
I think they actually removed the training costs. One of the things that's sort of weird is that in a lot of ways, while the graphics are older, in time you will learn your place amongst us, but first you must learn to harness the power of light, hone your skill at arms, and prove your worthiness. As I was about to say before I continue on this, even though WoW is much older than Star Wars, it's had a more recent redesign of how it does things. So it's weird because Star Wars plays more like WoW used to, and WoW now plays slightly differently. Alright. Ways of the Light. It is time for your first lesson in the Way of the Light. Dordrin, as you fight more battles, it will become closer to the light, and you start to uncover new abilities. Go get more experience, learn new abilities, and return and demonstrate it for me, and we will continue your training. Reach level 3, get Seal of Command, cast Seal of Command on yourself, and whoop
Keep
on
your
a
wits
training
about
domain.
you.
Okay. None of you'll take these crappy items I have.
I have one-of-a-kind items. Salama Ashalanore.
That's what I was thinking. Salala al-Shalanore.
Our enemies will fall.
The Sunspire held a beautiful vantage of the Sunwell once. Our lives have been turned upside down, Dordrin. We nonetheless carry on. It is our way. We are survivors. If you are to survive this upheaval, to carry on your own right, you must learn to survive. All Blood Elves must do this. You must master your insatiable hunger for magic before it masters you. Right. With all the chaos that's happening here at the Sunspire, I haven't had a chance to collect my belongings I've left outside at various places on the Isle. I must maintain my vigil over the Sunwell here, so I'll ask you to collect them instead. I need my scrying orb, my scroll of Scourge magic, and my journal. Use this satchel for some extra space, as my things are rather bulky. Return them to me, and I will give you a little something, for your effort. You can keep the satchel as well. Yeah, bag. Shrine of Death, Raymar. Day after day I stand here, watching, waiting. I've been accused of dwelling too much on our past, while my eyes look to the horizon. But it is my firm belief that each visitor to this island should honor those who have sacrificed all so that we may continue to do so. Dath Raymar Sunstrider was our first king. He led us here from Kalimdor through the Maelstrom. Seek out his shrine to the west, and do not return to me until you have read the plaque upon it in his honor.
The reckoning is at hand.
A lot of stuff to do here.
Our enemies will fall.
A fistful of slivers. So they get... never mind. It's a shame that we lost control of many of the creatures here on the island. This was once a tranquil place of study and research. Now it's all we can do to keep from being attacked by our own creations. I'm going to offer you a chance to receive a magical boon in exchange for some collecting work on your part. Bring me a stack of arcane slivers that are found on the mana-using creatures of Sunstrider Isle, and I will cast a spell on you that will aid your adventures on the isle.
We will have justice.
Only justice.
We will persevere.
Thirst unyielding. If there is only one lesson you deign to remember from your time on Sunstrider Isle, let it be this. Control your thirst for magic. It is a thirst unending, Dord. What you absorb must be controlled and released via the arcane tool. Failure is to become one of the wretched, hopelessly addicted and insane. Seek out a mana worm and unleash your arcane torrent upon it. Learn to master your power. When you have sufficiently released an arcane torrent, return to me.
Time is of the essence.
Alright, well, one mana worm. Yeah!
Spell isn't ready yet.
Feel the power of my torrent. Why not have, alright, what is it? Interface, game, control. Auto loot. That makes things a lot easier, actually. Let's just go ahead and talk to Arcanist here.
Victory lies ahead.
You've done well today, Dordren. Your willingness to learn shows that you may very well rise above the unyielding cravings you must endure as a blood elf. Rest not on your laurels, young one, but instead seek to master what you have learned. Only through diligence will we as a race survive. Take this. It has been of some use to you. Go on and bring glory once more to our people. Or maybe of some use to you. Yeah, it might. Take some gauntlets.
Hold your head high.
Bonk. Bonk. Alright. Kill some pups.
I can't cast that yet.
Doo-doo-doo. Whack. Look at this massacre. Someone slaughtered these cubs before I could get here and slaughter those cubs. Wait, are you sure we're elves? That doesn't sound very much like an elf thing.
That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet.
Alright, seal a command. Lasts basically indefinitely, doesn't it? Yeah, it's basically a toggle. Oh, is this the... Alright, so Seal of Command is actually the old Seal of Righteousness, not the cool, dotty one that we used to have. Okay.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Well, you know what? I think I want that.
I can't cast that yet. I can't attack that.
Huh. If I just don't have access to Holy Power yet, because, man, if this just doesn't show Holy Power, that's going to be annoying. I'll have to find a different mod set that does let me see my Holy Power.
Anu Belore Delana.
It gives me no pleasure to ask you to destroy these beasts. While in times past we have lived in relative harmony with woodland creatures, a different time. First order of business for all Sindora. Survival. Make sure you remember that. The tower and the surrounding areas can now be relatively secure, though only for the time being. You've done well in providing us with a buffer of security. We will need to reassert control over the entire isle. We are to survive here in the long run. This will involve tackling much greater threats than errant man-o-war lynxes. Take this. We will no doubt make good use of it in tasks to come. Actually, I really won't. Report to Lanthan Perion. You are to report to my assistant, Lanthan Perion. He will instruct you on what needs to be done next. While we here at Sunspire will continue to rein in the burning crystals, you'll be focused on a more pressing matter concerning Valtharian Academy. Lanthian will explain fully. Speak to him. Simply walk west from here along the path. You'll see him standing close by. Good luck, Dord. Continued success shall be rewarded.
The reckoning is at hand.
And the Blood Elves are certainly not shy about being a little wordy.
That spell isn't ready yet.
So I need some arcane slivers. I need to read those runes.
I can't cast that yet.
I believe the things on the way to the runes actually...
Still recharging.
Isn't there an item here I need to get? That's not it. Don't need the magic broom. I swear there was one in this area. I could also very easily be wrong. It's been a very long time.
Isn't ready yet. I need to get closer. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
Got the arcane slivers now. Zoom back in. There was a time I used to play WoW at like maximum zoom, like this, and then had it angled like that. Feels a little bit more like you're playing... Okay, alright, let's read the inscription. You've discovered the location of the shrine. Upon further examination, sense a stronger pulse of the strange power that has gripped the spell. Feel a bit uncomfortable standing by the shrine, perhaps a little disturbed. Bronze placard along the side of the shrine reads, "Here stands the shrine of Dathramar, bidding tribute to a noble elf. Let all who gaze upon this monument remember his sacrifice for our people, his dedication to the cause of our continued survival. All who prosper and quell the loss, do so thanks to him." Okay, well that's all it says. Okay. But yeah, if you at this zoom, it feels almost more like oh god, what's that game? Almost more something like Freedom Force, where you control like or Warcraft. It feels closer to like an RTS style game. But let's zoom into at least here. This is a good zoom. Gives us a nice vantage of what's going on. Actually, interestingly, I'm curious. Would you guys prefer like the zoom I had at the beginning where it's like kind of super zoomed in on the character, very up close? Would you prefer that zoom I had a moment ago where it was really far back? Or would you prefer like something more middle like this? Please go ahead and in the comments below, let me know if you have a preference. Let's mean, you know, because I know my preferences tend to be rather fluid on that. Like, it almost depends more upon what I'm doing. Because I will say, when you're tanking, that maximum zoom can be so useful to be like, that guy, way over... Oh wait, you guys can't see my little mouse. But the guy way over there, he pulled aggro. I can see him at least, though. So, you know, it's not as bad.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Alright. Killed me a training dummy?
The dark times will pass.
You have proven yourself a capable student. I look forward to continuing your lessons.
Farewell.
Is that a threat?
Anaria Shola.
Have you had a chance to find my belongings? Once we reassert our dominance over Sunstrider Isle, we'll need them in my work. For now, though, I must maintain my watch over the Sunwell, or what remains of it. Well done. I knew you'd be perfect for the task. Once it's safe to make use of our outdoor facilities on the Isle, I'll be putting these to good use. Like I mentioned, please feel free to keep the satchel. Also, you may find this piece of armor to be useful. Consider it ample compensation. A simple task performed beautifully. You're just full of
Remember the Sunwell.
pretense, aren't you? Ah, Dorjan. Thank you for sharing your experience at the Shrine of Dathramar. First off, you should be commended for your sense of duty and respect. It will serve you well not only here, but in all of Azeroth as well. As for the odd sensation, I have no doubt a contributing part of the taint has befallen Sunstrider Isle. We shall keep an eye on it. Thank you for alerting us on it.
Shorelaran.
You think it's possible it might be that, you know, maybe the spirit of your first king wasn't totally cool with the blood elf thing?
We will persevere.
Many of the creatures here on the Isle were at one point bound into non-aggression and complacency by a man. When the Scourge destroyed the Sunwell, our hold over these creatures shattered. Arcane slivers are remnants of the control we once had, and as such, might be useful in fashioning a new device to aid us in regaining their control. Better still, perhaps the slivers could be used to see what malaise the islands truly suffer. Splendid, these will do nicely. I have been doing quite a bit of thinking on the current malaise Sunstrider Isle suffers on. One possible course of action I have pondered was to collect these arcane slivers from the beasts on the island. In doing so, they could be experimented on. This would provide a potential source of hopeability. Anyway, I will tend to the research. Allow me to place this incantation on you. I believe you'll make good use of it.
Remember the Sunwell.
Yeah, tiny stamina buff. Ooh, and spirit. Does
Everything has a
spirit
price.
still do things?
Shorel-Oran.
I get judgment at next level.
What business have you?
Magistrix Irona told me you'd be along quick enough, Dordrin. The Valthrian Academy to our west. The huge floating building with the ornate spires. Yeah, there. Is in bad shape. They're going to be leading the effort to recapture it from one of the wretched. A blood elf who has forever succumbed to their basest craving. I hope you're ready to work. This is not only going to be a lesson about danger, but also about what happens when you forsake the realities of who you are.
We will have justice.
Before sending you to the academy, I want you on another task that needs to be dealt with immediately. Once used to aid us in gardening of Sunstrider Isle, the bestial tenders now have grown out of control. Clear them out with due haste, but be warned, the lack of control has made them aggressive. It is such aggression that forces us to put down these once gentle servants. It doesn't please me to ask you to do this. Such a task. But survival is survival. I'll mourn. Okay.
Keep your wits about
And I think that is going to do it for this first video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll watch